A lot of you guys might have subscribed to me thanks to my anti-censorship content. With that anti-censorship content, I would probably go on to some of the anti-censorship stories that you guys might be interested in, and we don't want to get too old. Let's find some contemporary examples. Shimoneta is obviously a must-watch to all of you guys, and then a lot of people went on to comment on me and recommend me this anime called Toshokan Sensou, aka Library Wars, which is about book censorship. I'm interested, so how does it fare? Let's find out. So Toshokan Sensou, aka Library Wars, is an anime about book burning. The Japanese government issued what they call the Media Improvement Act to prevent the spread of dangerous information and ideas by none other than blatant censorship. This Improvement Act causes a massive governmental task force that is dedicated to confiscate books and burn them. So a group of people who values diversity of ideas made a task force dedicated to protect the books that these people are trying to censor. Our main hero is Iku Kasahara, a female recruit who gets to the task force because she wants to dedicate her life to protect books after a mysterious person protected her from getting the books taken away. However, her training is not easy as she put with tons and tons of harsh pressure and being compared to other people in the military who happens to be goddamn bishonens. One of them is her brutal mentor Atsushi Dojo. So can Iku Kasahara get up to the ranks of the military and protect the books from governmental censorship? Make no mistake on comparing this anime to something like Shimoneta. While Shimoneta feels like an origin story of a massive rebellion, this anime basically starts off like Attack on Titan, if they have better pacing. A tragedy happens that puts the protagonists into training themselves to become warriors to protect the world, etc. Except no big giants eating each other. Whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you. So the anime is not really all about the book burning, as it is more of a tale of the protagonist getting through the ranks to become a competent member of the defense force. With that, let's talk about the protagonist Kasahara, and I gotta say this, Kasahara reminds me so much of Sakura from Naruto, which might sound like a bad thing, but it's not. While Sakura has to play the role of damsel in distress for practically the first 200 episodes of the anime and keep on begging and obsessing over Sasuke to the point where she might as well be compared to a goddamn yandere, Kasahara has to actually work her hard ass off in order to save herself and others. She has a will and a goal to rise up the ranks to defend books from the threats of censorship. But the most distinguishing feature of her is how hardworking and dedicated she is. As the anime progresses, you feel the progress of her becoming better and better. Sure, she does whine and it can get grating at times, like, well, you know, but at least she has to carve sweat and blood as it goes along, which in a lot of ways justifies her whining at times. How about the core theme of censorship? Well, it kind of pains me to say this, but the overall setting of the anime that is used to deliver the censorship messages requires some heavy suspension of disbelief. So there's an army that defends books from governmental censorship, which somehow gets the permission to train people from the government and somehow gets access to high-tech weaponry and military training standards and somehow cooperates with the press and the freaking police force and somehow is allowed to fight pro-censorship government through guns and violence on a daily basis and somehow ends up being cheerful and peaceful after only like 30 minutes of battle, and all of that is somehow legal. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but this has got to be quite a wasted effort, especially when things are just actually hunky-dory. That, and it takes place in 2019. What? Did the internet just disappear all of a sudden? Did someone went through time and burn ARPANET? Again, I'm talking about the anime here, not the manga or the light novels, which probably goes deeper than that, no doubt, and I might leave out some details. Feel free to correct me on this. There's also one big problem with the setting, and this is probably explained in the light novels that this anime is based on, but it's not really explained in the anime. There's not enough detail on why the books are the primary target for censorship by the government. I'm not talking about why they're being attacked, because of course they are. They contain problematic content, they contain bad ideas, they contain immoral things, but it never goes beyond then they have problematic content and bad ideas. Okay, what kind of problematic content that exists within the books in the library? Are there any stories that goes beyond the boundaries of what we consider moral? Are there any political commentary books that criticizes the government harshly? I will defend all forms of art for censorship, but if I want to defend something, I should at least know what I'm defending from censorship and why I'm defending it from censorship, okay? I'll get sort of lost if I don't. There's an episode where the anime is trying to protect the Book of Prophet, which of course they're gonna reference this book. It would be dumb if they don't. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I'm gonna give you a few seconds to guess what it is. Come on, you subscribe to me for my anti-censorship content and you don't get that reference? Come on, guess what it is. Now, that particular case makes sense, but unfortunately, the same thing cannot be said to the rest of the books, which we still don't know why they're problematic or why they're being attacked, other than because they are problematic somehow. I expect it to go a little bit deeper than problematic or immoral so that I can at least get more emotionally attached to the books. So how about the romantic comedy and drama aspects of the anime? Do they warrant good enough for watching? Yes, but don't expect too much from it. The romance aspect of the anime is pretty blatant and shallow, but to be fair, it is charming and heartwarming. The comedy aspects are decent, with every single character gets some funny moments, despite them being stoic at a lot of times. The anime's biggest weakness, however, lies in pretty much how average the entire experience is. Watching the anime, it doesn't feel like I'm going through something special. It feels like I'm going through a typical romantic comedy anime mixed in with the core theme of war and anti-censorship. The theme does clash, and sometimes one is stronger than the other, but it doesn't warrant enough special experience to me. Another criticism that I have is how incredibly tame the entire battle is. I want the battle to be a lot more hardcore, and I want the story to get darker and darker. The anime, however, maintains that average tone, which is probably one of the reasons why it feels so average to me. It does shift between comedy and drama. There are some dark moments in there, but it's not enough to shift the tone, and it's not enough to make it feel significant. I wanted to go a little bit further or push the boundaries a little bit. Despite having the anime feeling a little bit average, there is good within this anime. The drama and comedy is worthy enough to watch, and one of the things that I freaking love is the final speech in the end. What is it with animes about anti-censorship and really damn good final speeches? Seriously, if you're going to watch this anime, watch it until the end. That goddamn final speech and the entire last moment in general is worthy enough of watching all the way through. But in the end, Toshokan Sensou is, in my honest opinion, an above average experience. It should have been an anime that I love because it is anti-censorship, but there are a few problems or reasons why I personally don't find it too special. Thankfully, despite the anime feeling rather average as I get through, the anime does supply a decent dose of entertainment that keeps me engaged throughout, and that ending is definitely worthy of going through these short 12 episodes, which is another bonus point for recommendation. It's an above average anime that I do recommend seeing when you have nothing else to do. I hope it keeps you engaged all the way through the end. Oh, and the anime does warrant its own movie and a live action adaptation, which if you want to get into more, I do recommend seeing them as well, especially the live action one. God damn, it looks hardcore. Guys, thank you so much for watching this review. If you have any more anime recommendations, especially about anti-censorship, or if you want me to review a specific anime that might interest me, please do leave them in the comments below. I might review it, I might not. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead and click the like button and subscribe for more. If you wish, you can support me on Patreon, and thanks for watching.